All right, it says we're live on air. Hi, everybody out there in Google Landia. My name is John Ike. I'm the Director of Instructional Technology with the Natomas Unified School District. I'm here with a couple of friends of mine. We're going to be talking all kinds of cool stuff, Google Apps, and I think Rob's even talking Google Classroom. So let's introduce ourselves. Rob Chopin, take it away, brother.
Yeah, my vision's a little off today, but I'm Rob Chopin. I'm an instructional technology here in Natomas Unified, and we're going to be talking some Google stuff today. And our special guest is Katherine Freer. She's a kindergarten studio audience. Well-deserved applause. She's been working hard with her kindergartners this year, and doing lots of stuff with them, which she's going to talk about today with us, and share what she's been doing. So thanks for being here, Katherine.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I was quite nervous about taking out 24 Chromebooks when we first started, and there were a few days that I left with a huge headache, thinking I'm never going to be able to do this. But I started with just showing them how to find a document, name it, or excuse me, get a document, name it, share it with me, and then I had them just start typing whatever they could. And I didn't teach them how to type. I mean, they're literally checking and looking for letters. But now that I've done that for about a month, and we had quite a bit of time before the NWEA test that we got to use the Chromebooks for about 11 hours in about a 2-week span. So they had a lot of practice, and they only did finding documents, and then I taught them how to grab a picture in an image and then pull it into a document, and then they started writing about it. So 2 weeks ago, or last week I guess, we've been studying beetles and insects, and so they wrote, during the morning they actually wrote what I would consider expository text on the beetles that we've been talking about. Then in the afternoon, when we had the Chromebooks, I had them actually take their paper, and this is an example of one of my higher kids. I don't know if you can. This might be hard with my crown. How do you get rid of these things? You just click them off.
There you go.
So I don't know. Anyway, so this is a first draft of what you know about this little girl was talking about stag beetles. She's quite enthralled with them, and they have the mommy stag beetles have pointy things. They're the dangerous ones, evidently. And then what they did is they had to go into the images, find an image. She happened to find a stag beetle image, and then copy off their first draft and revise it. And so this is an example. Let's see if I can.
That's awesome.
So she's one of my highest kids. I had kids that never got this far. It took an hour and a half too. This is a long work, but it's amazing what they could do. I'll show you a couple other examples. This little girl wrote about. I really don't know if you can see this. Anyway, she wrote about beetles, and they're cool because they live in water and they also crawl in dirt. And then this was her image, and I just printed these off on my computer. I didn't print them in color. I didn't want to waste my ink. But anyway, so then that's her writing. And there's some mistakes. Now they're starting to learn that if the word is underlined, that they might be able to figure out what the right word is. Some of them.
I'm still figuring that out.
Yeah, anyway, so here's another, let's see, I'll do this one. This little gal wrote this.
Right.
I do have some boys. It wasn't all girls. Anyway, and then ladybugs are amazing. They crawl in water, which ladybugs don't crawl in water, but I think we're still working on them. That's the gist of it. So that's pretty much what I'm doing, and I was excited because I've never done revision with kindergartners. We work so hard just getting them to write because they start as non-writers, and the fact that then they could go back and rework an actual a piece of work, I think is really, really exciting because they don't like doing stuff second time. I mean, that's not really where they're at. Their attention span's pretty low. So anyway, that's what I'm excited about.
Well, Katherine, I've got to absolutely take my hat off to you. I often with people who are out there on the cutting edge, they don't know how out there they are on the cutting edge. I had a conversation 2 weeks ago with a high school teacher who was afraid to do what you're doing with kindergartners, and I actually said to him, I think there might be people as low as maybe third grade who are doing this, and here you are today saying with kindergartners, without Chromebooks, you had them open a doc, title a doc, share the doc back with the teacher, go to the internet, grab an image, copy and paste the image onto a doc and then write an expository text about it. I mean, Catherine, if you're not preparing kids for college and career readiness, then nobody.
I should also. I have a lot of knowledge. No, thanks. Yeah.
Spectacular.
I think it's exciting. I do have to say that I had another, at least one more adult in the classroom. I wasn't the only one. I mean, that's, and I also used some sixth graders when we first started, and they helped. But mostly they've been self-taught because I can't get to every single kid, you know, to tell them. But I went over and over how to get a document. That's that blue thing. Remember the little lines? And you just got to do it over and over and over every day.
Sure.
So,
wow, amazing. That's truly amazing. Hey, Rob, I know you've got something you want to share with us today. I will talk to Catherine for about an hour about this. So
Right, I know. We got into a good conversation just yesterday, in fact, about how she's, you know, the SAMR model and where she's at. These kids are now using spell check when they're writing, just trying to get them writing. We were substituting, but now they've taken it to the next level of augmentation and even modification. So,
wow,
hats off. But my demo is very short today, and it's just, you know, we've been doing a tech tour of personal learning networks and finding out what's going on within your circles, whether you use Twitter or Google+. But the buzz right now is on the Google Classroom and this new feature that's going to be available next September, and that's what everybody's talking about. I'm sure, John, you're probably getting lots of tweets on that.
Yeah.
But it's exciting and it's free, and it's exactly, again, what teachers are always asking for, because we've been perfect for us for where a lot of our teachers are at with, as Catherine was talking about, sharing docs. But they start, as you get more, it gets really unruly and not very easy to manage all the time. So unless you're using like advanced things like, you know, scripts or Doctopus, but this classroom will make it easier for teachers. So it's really exciting.
Right. So my understanding for those who aren't up to speed on this is the Google Classroom is a new product that's built into the Google Apps for Education, which will allow you to organize folders and documents with your students. So as a teacher, I'll have Mr. Ike's class, and students will be enrolled into my Google Class. And when I want to hand out a worksheet, I'll put a Google Doc out there through Google Classroom, and all my kids will get the worksheet, and all the kids will be able to do it and immediately share it back with me. So it's like having built-in Doctopus, Flubrew, all the scripts that we like to use, but all built in, all user-friendly to help, to help Google take over the entire planet, I guess. So it's a learning management system that's been real helpful. So I'm fired up about it. Rob, do you know how people sign up for a preview? Is there a way?
There's a link, yeah, and I've received it through Google, but I'm sure if you just Google Google Classroom, you can get on that list to preview it, and they'll send you stuff as soon as it becomes available. So
yeah,
just teasing us along right now.
So yeah, I'm fired up about Catherine. I just want to say thanks for coming on air with us today. This might have been my favorite demo all year. I'm so fired up about what you're doing. We've talked to other kindergarten teachers who are doing amazing things in our district with Chromebooks, but I don't know that I've heard of everybody yet doing the type of creation you're doing. And I think to become college and career ready, the kids have to be creating, and you are taking that first bold step. So I'm sure it's caused a few headaches, but bless you for doing it. That is great work. So kudos to you, Catherine. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thanks for coming on air. Hey, everybody out there in Google land, we'll see you next week. The year is winding down, so we only got a couple of shows left. We'll see you next Friday.
All right.
Bye, everybody. Great show.
Everybody.